My spouse's stepmother and partner manipulated me as their private credit line, while teaching even the nephews to consider me just as profit. So I canceled all their benefits and cleared out everything. Now they're scrambling for understanding and assistance. Beamy 36-year-old Marcus, sitting in my truck at 3 a.m. outside what used to be my home, trying to make sense of everything that just happened. Never thought I'd be in this situation. All started with a random notification on my phone. Simple email from shared Amazon account about returned package I never ordered. That's how I discovered my wife Linda had been hiding a secret credit card. My whole world started falling apart right there. Backstory time. Been married to Linda, 33F, for 8 years. Met her when I was just starting my landscaping business. Living in tiny apartment back then. Driving beat-up Ford pickup. Linda seemed perfect. Sweet, supportive, loved our simple life together. Here's where it gets complicated. Linda's family seemed okay at first. Parents Diana and Robert lived in modest house. Robert worked at local garden center. Diana always between jobs. She's literally always between jobs. Brother Kevin, 37, lived in their basement, supposedly working on some revolutionary app. Sister Jessica, 31, worked part-time as waitress, chasing her dreams of becoming actress. Not exactly perfect family, but thought family is family, right? Boy, was I wrong. Problems started small. Diana would mention broken washing machine. Linda would give me those puppy dog eyes. Baby, they can't afford new one right now. Next thing I know, buying them fancy washer and dryer set. Because they're family. Then it was helping with their mortgage. Just this once when Robert had knee surgery. Once turned into every month for 2 years. Kevin needed loan for his app development. $15,000 I'll never see again. Jessica's car broke down. Had to help her finance new one. She needs it for auditions, Linda insisted. Every time I tried to discuss budget, Linda would start crying. They're my family, Marcus. We can't let them struggle when we're doing okay. But that Amazon notification changed everything. Discovered Linda had opened 3 secret credit cards, taking cash advances to help her family, racking up almost $40,000 in debt. Found this by checking our credit report. Should have done that months ago. Worst part? She'd been telling her family I was controlling just because I wanted to know where our money went. Last week finally had enough. Gathered everyone at their house. Brought spreadsheets showing exactly how much they'd taken. Nearly $200,000 when added everything up. Kevin just sat there smirking. Jessica rolled her eyes like I was being dramatic. Diana started fake crying about me attacking them. Robert just stared at his hands like a coward. Linda completely lost it. Started screaming about how I was selfish. Accused me of trying to turn her against her family. That's when Diana showed her true colors. We never liked you anyway. You were just convenient, someone to help keep us comfortable. They all started laughing. Even Linda, my wife of 8 years, laughing at me. Felt like getting stabbed in the chest. 2 days later, got served with divorce papers. Claims of emotional abuse and financial control. They're painting me as some kind of monster. Saying I manipulated and isolated Linda from her loving family. What a joke. Yesterday they invited me to family meeting. Said we could discuss things civilly. Walked into their house. Found them all celebrating with champagne. Probably bought with my money. Victoria, Diana's friend from the bank, was there too. All of them laughing. Toasting to freedom from the control freak. Diana looked me dead in the eyes. You were never family. Just a walking ATM. Even the kids won't miss you. We don't even have kids yet. Thank God for that. But now I know why they'd been pressuring us about it lately. They wanted to trap me completely. Didn't get angry. Didn't yell. Just smiled. Raised the glass they'd given me. Thanks for showing me exactly who you all are. Called my friend Nathan. He's a lawyer. Should have seen their faces when I mentioned his name. Priceless. They don't know it yet, but I've spent the last week documenting everything. Every loan, every transfer, every guilt trip, every manipulation. Got 8 years of receipts, text messages, bank statements, all of it. They think they've won. Think they'll get half my business. Keep bleeding me dry through alimony. They have no idea what's coming. Found even more stuff. Checked for additional credit cards and accounts. Rabbit hole goes deeper than I thought. Yeah, maybe love makes you blind. But I'm wide awake now. First update after a few weeks. Thanks everyone for support. Helped keep my head straight. Moved out of our house. Found small apartment across town. Nothing fancy. Just 1 bedroom with basic Target furniture. But it's mine. Nobody guilt-tripping me here for money. First night was rough. Sat on new couch. Scrolling through old photos. Wondering how I missed so many red flags. That's when something clicked. Remembered Linda asking to be authorized user on my main credit card. Said it was just for emergencies. This was 3 years ago. Pulled up online banking. Started digging through statements. What I found made my blood boil. Every time Diana had some crisis, car repairs, dental work, new appliances, Linda had been charging equal or larger amounts. At Nordstrom and Sephora, they weren't emergencies, just shopping sprees, disguised as family crisis. Texted Nathan next morning, met for coffee at Dunkin', laid out everything. Credit card statements, family emergencies, how they celebrated with my money. Right after serving divorce papers, Nathan stayed quiet, just kept taking notes on his phone. Your in-laws really screwed up. They thought they were being clever, but left paper trail mile wide. Here's what we discovered. Kevin hasn't paid basement rent in 2 years. I've been unknowingly covering it, through loans to in-laws. Jessica's car that broke down 3 times, actually traded it in each time, for newer models, using my credit card for down payments. Robert's back problem medical bills, most charges were at Best Buy and GameStop. Victoria from bank been helping them. Time their money requests, around my paycheck deposits. Yesterday found something big, cleaning shared home office. Linda's cousin supervising, since I'm not supposed to be there when she's home. Found notebook in Diana's handwriting, literal playbook of manipulation tactics. Emergency calls work best on Sundays. When he's relaxed, mention grandkids' future if he hesitates about money. Let Linda ask, he never says no to her. Family dinner equals new request opportunity. Took photos of every page. Here's what they don't know. Their mortgage I've been helping with, 3 months behind. Stopped payments when divorce started. Kevin's truck in my name? Reporting as unauthorized use next week. All those unpaid loans? Got signed IOUs for most of them. Joint account Linda drained? She missed business account. She's not on it. Linda filed for divorce. Claims I was financially controlling. Irony would be hilarious, if it wasn't so infuriating. Her lawyer sent demands yesterday. Want half my business. The house. Ongoing support for her and parents, since they're dependent on family income. Showed demands to Nathan. He actually laughed. They really think you're just going to roll over. They have no idea what's coming. Not angry anymore. Not even hurt. Just done being everyone's ATM. Nathan drawing up paperwork now. In-laws think gravy train just changing tracks. Don't realize it's about to derail completely. Got text from Victoria yesterday. Maybe we can work something out if you're reasonable about divorce settlement. Didn't reply. Let them think I'm defeated. Let them celebrate little longer. They taught me expensive lesson about family. Now I'm teaching them one about consequences. Next family dinner might not be so cheerful. Not worried about retaliation. They've spent years pretending to be victims, while bleeding me dry. All I'm doing is stopping the bleeding, letting natural consequences happen. Everything I'm doing is completely legal, just not being their safety net anymore. Got copies of all documents, multiple secure locations. Not responding to calls or messages. Everything through Nathan now. 3 weeks since last update. Things have changed massively. Got tons of messages asking for updates. Remember working with Nathan to document everything? That groundwork paid off big time. Day after divorce papers got served. Had bank freeze all joint accounts and credit cards. Linda called screaming. Couldn't buy groceries. Calmly reminded her about her teacher's salary. Suggested asking her parents for help, since they're so family-oriented. Made my big move. Called in all personal loans to in-laws. Everything documented with signed IOUs. Thank God for Nathan's advice years ago. Total came to $46,800. Gave them 30 days to pay back. As per agreements they signed. Robert showed up at my apartment, red-faced and screaming, about how I was destroying his family. Recorded whole thing on phone. Thanks again, Nathan. Kept yelling about how I was never really family. Just jealous of their close bond. Just smiled and said, "You're right, I was never family. I was just an ATM, and ATMs need to be paid back." Here's the real kicker. Stopped paying their mortgages. Been covering both their house payment and Kevin's apartment. Kevin been telling everyone he's between opportunities, while spending days playing video games. Door dashing groceries with my credit card. Diana tried guilt card. Showed up at my work crying. They'd lose their house. Kevin would be homeless. How could I do this to them? Played her own voicemail back to her. One she left after divorce papers, where she bragged about planning this for months. How Linda would get half my savings. How I was too stupid to see it coming. Her face went white. Community drama got intense. Victoria spreading rumors, saying I'm abusive and controlling. Forwarded her screenshots. All unauthorized charges Diana made. Funny how narrative changed when people saw proof of who really controlled who. Linda finally cracked last week. Showed up at my apartment at 2 a.m., crying about how parents manipulated her. Said they convinced her I was holding her back from some imaginary better life. How they pressured her to file divorce. He'll give you anything to keep you. Begged me to take her back. Said we could start fresh. Just laughed and showed my phone. Specifically group chat screenshots. Jessica sent them to me. Turns out she grew conscience. After seeing how family treated me, screenshots showed them planning everything. How to take me for everything in divorce, including Linda's messages about playing victim. Fallout exactly what you'd expect. Bank started foreclosure on their house last week. Kevin frantically applying for jobs. His apartment complex gave notice. Turns out you actually need to pay rent. Who knew? Robert's truck got repossessed. Stopped making payments on that too. Diana calling mutual friends, crying about how cruel I am. Nobody buying it anymore. Linda's latest trick? Tried claiming I was financially abusive. By controlling all accounts, her lawyer dropped that quick. When Nathan showed up with evidence, 5 years of bank statements, showing her shopping sprees, regular transfers to her parents, plus those beautiful screenshots of them planning everything. Best part? Didn't have to do anything illegal or complicated. Just stopped being their personal bank. Let natural consequences happen. They built whole lifestyle on my money. Now learning what happens when ATM closes. Karma's been beautiful to watch. Their house being sold. Kevin actually working at fast food place. Jessica apologized, trying to distance herself from mess. Linda living with her parents, watching their house of cards collapse. Won't lie, sometimes remember good times. Feel twinge of something. Then remember that champagne toast. Their laughing faces. As they celebrated taking advantage of me, that twinge turns to satisfaction. My apartment might be smaller than our old house, but sleep just fine, knowing I finally stood up for myself. Bank account looking pretty healthy. Now that I'm not supporting 6 extra adults. 3 months since last update? What a wild ride. Remember how I said karma would come for them? Well, it did. Hit like a freight train. Remember Robert's smug face? When he toasted to getting rid of controlling bastard? Not smirking anymore. Garden center laid him off after 23 years. Turns out drinking on lunch breaks eventually catches up with you. Could have found another job, but his pride wouldn't let him. Work beneath his station. Their house went into foreclosure last week. Nathan helped document every penny. They squeezed out of me over years. When I stopped paying their bills, reality hit them like sledgehammer. Diana tried guilt tripping through mutual friends. How could you let your family end up on the street? Blocked every number they called from. Real show started with Kevin. Realized he had to move out of basement. Been living there rent-free for 6 years. Playing video games. Working on his mixtape. Showed up at my apartment screaming about destroying the family. Just smiled and took video. Always document crazy. Called cops. They escorted him away. While he ranted about upcoming record deal, then came community fallout. Remember Victoria? Diana's gossip buddy from bank. Still spreading rumors about me financially abusing family. Karma got her too. During grocery store rant about what monster I was. Let slip about loans and credit cards. Linda took out in my name. Mutual friend recorded everything. Sent it to me. That recording became pretty useful. In divorce proceedings, biggest surprise, Linda's reaction when reality hit. Came to my workplace 2 weeks ago. Mascara running, begging me to fix everything. Said she realized what family had done, that she chose wrong side. Just looked at her and said, "Remember that champagne toast? How's it taste now?" Her response? Started screaming in parking lot about how I was heartless, destroying her family. Just kept recording on phone. More documentation for divorce. Last weekend was cherry on top. Had to sell most stuff in yard sale. Watching Diana trying to sell designer bags and jewelry I bought Linda, which she'd borrowed and never returned, was darkly satisfying. Even better, their neighbors now know whole story. Nothing like small town yard sale. To air all dirty laundry, Jessica tried playing both sides, calling me crying about how they were making her pay rent. First time in her life, while simultaneously trash-talking me on Facebook. Just kept screenshots of everything. At this point, my divorce folder in Google Drive is better organized than their lives. Family basically imploding now. Kevin's couch surfing. Actually had to get job at burger place. Robert's drinking more than ever. Diana telling everyone who'll listen that I'm devil himself. Linda realizing teacher salary won't cover lifestyle she's used to. Jessica suddenly very interested in reconciling with rich ex-boyfriend. As for me, doing better than ever. Weight of supporting 6 ungrateful adults off my shoulders. Business thriving now. Not hemorrhaging money to support their lifestyle. Bought myself Xbox Series X with money I used to spend on their car payments. First time bought something just for me in years. Divorce finalizing next month, thanks to all documentation. And Nathan's help going in my favor. Linda's attempts to claim half my business failed spectacularly. Turns out judges don't look kindly. On documented financial abuse, life's not perfect. Some mutual friends took their side. But good riddance. Real ones stuck around. Never been more clear about who I can trust. Got cameras installed at my place. Not taking any chances. No joint accounts left. Separated everything months ago. When first suspected something wrong, always trust your gut. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is let people face consequences of their own actions.